Just keep moving and really have patience. Nothing in my life has happened so quickly that it was an overnight success, but you have to have patience to just keep going. Steven Taylor here. It's the same shirt this week, but I promise you it's another weekly behind the scenes look at a growing IT support company. Our weekly Franklin 5 accountability call, so I'm gonna call with 5 other business owners similar to us. It's a peer group, it's about accountability, feedback, good, bad, and otherwise. This week, in each of us kind of giving our 2 to 3 minute update about what's been going on, not only in business, but in life. We broke it way down and there was a few key elements that each of us were either looking for or kind of needing. Focusing on the good and celebrating the wins. It's designing and controlling your week. When it comes to like routine and your health and wellness, those things are hugely important and they feed into what you're doing in business as well as in life. So kind of those 2 big things, focusing on the good and then health first even, and kind of dictating and controlling what you're gonna do in your week. What are your 3 most important things and what are you gonna follow? And it was a good reminder for all of us to revisit those things and keep focus on that. When you're building a business or you're growing a business or you're up to a lot of different things, be it in your personal life, your social life, and in your career, it sometimes can be very difficult to manage all of the 13 things that you're juggling. And if you're not focused on the vision or celebrating the good things, you'll get stuck in the trees instead of the forest on, gosh, this isn't going right. I still need to do this. Oh, this went horribly wrong. And if you're kind of stuck in the quicksand and the negative, it can be very easy to lose traction, lose momentum, lose your motivation. So it was a good reminder for all of us to, hey, stay focused on the bigger picture and celebrate the wins, even if it's something small, because as long as you're moving forward, you're not moving backwards. And it's super important when you're juggling, again, your business, your professional life, your social, a hobby, whatever it might be. Stay focused on that bigger vision. Because I struggle with it every single week, right? It's a double-edged sword for me, right? I have been driven because I've always been focused on what's next. But it also becomes my kryptonite in the sense of I could accomplish 5 to 10 things in 30 days, but I so quickly forget about them and I'm on to what's next. So I always have to kind of do a monthly recap or even a quarterly. And then when I do that and I list out all the different things that went well or that we won or got accomplished, I go, that's a lot of stuff. But my mindset is always what's next. So I commonly have to refocus on what have we accomplished and what's going well, or oftentimes I get off on the path of what else do I have to do? Certainly taking time off is super important, whether it's travel or some of the racing style activities that I always like, racing cars, motorcycles, go-karting on a weekly basis. Those kinds of things are the way that you recharge and then you can get back to business 110%. Which segues right into my weekly call with my life coach. We really just talked about patience. There are a ton of different things that I'm doing in my life, personally, in the business, in shift, in my life, in what I'm doing for myself, in my relationship, right? And sometimes you're juggling those 13 things. Instead of focusing on what's not getting done, just keep moving and really have patience. Nothing in my life has happened so quickly that it was an overnight success. People will harass me, oh, we see all the highlight reel on social media and it seems like you're always just having fun. No, it's a lot of work to get where you want to be and to get where you're going. And where LeadingIT is today is 10 years ago was the nothing, zero money, zero anything startup to the 10-year overnight success that it is today. And what's super exciting is if I look and foreshadow what's gonna happen in the next 5 to 10 years, it's even more exciting, it's even bigger, it's even better, and we're doing more in the community with our team and for our clients. But you have to have patience to just keep going. A lot of changes and exciting things happening for me personally, but it's a lot of work. Putting together this tiny house project means downsizing from a 3-bedroom ranch, integrating my life in my relationship with Sarah and us commingling our households. It's super exciting, super daunting stuff. And so again, it's all about just juggling all of these different projects, but sometimes it means you're taking away your time and energy from the business. I have an awesome team behind me that takes care of things when I need to be out, and then refocusing my time, energy into my personal life, into the downsizing and paring down, which is daunting, but also super exciting when you can say, I can live out of 5 or 10 boxes at this point. It was a huge project, and now this week finally selling my house takes months, 3-6 months in the making of getting just all these different things done, but you have to stay positively focused in that vision, know where you're going, and then grind it out every single day to get there. But also means that you have to learn to take time for yourself. So like we were talking about in the accountability group, whether it's health or wellness or even just taking some time off, you could try and work yourself 80 hours a week and try and get everything done, but I think you're less productive, you're less happy. In the long run, it's not gonna be as good as if you take some time off. So for me, that might mean, sushi or go-karts or racing or something, even just sitting and relaxing for an hour or two, reading a casual book versus the go, go, go. You've got to be able to regroup and kind of reset before you jump back into it the next day or the next week and getting back to getting things done. So one of the industry vendors came out with an article this week, Barracuda, they're in the spam filtering business. 29% of organizations in their estimate have had their credentials phished or leaked in email. And what that really means is that we've got a ton of email accounts out there that either at some point or still today, the bad guys have access to. And that can be a treasure trove of data, be it financials, sales information, invoicing, accounting, all of these different kinds of things. And so again, our big focus in education, first and foremost. Everyone should slow down a little bit, click slowly, watch for these kinds of things. Getting an email from the email vendor allegedly that says you need to log in because your mailbox is full, totally bonk. Don't click those links, don't fill out the forms, give these guys the information, because then they're collecting all of your data and doing bad things with it over time. So another cool thing that we saw in the community, a lot of businesses and people are partnering with United Way to do what's called their I Pledge campaign. So we saw this, we're putting together our program for that. We're going to be able to make a donation when another McHenry County business signs up to do business with us. We're also tying it in. This week is Small Business Week. Super exciting stuff, and I'm all about how are we shopping locally? How are we supporting local business? How are we working together as a community to have a win-win and a betterment for both sides, right? So super cool program with United Way. We're jumping on board. And then again, this week is Small Business Week. So how are we looking to support other local small businesses? We try to do so as much as humanly possible. And whether it's the farmers markets here locally, the local restaurants that I love so much, Kyoto, Cicerone's, Mixteca, supporting those local businesses again, Motorcycle Hobby, Cyclecraft, shooting these videos with Matt Summerfield, keeping all this stuff local, not just from a business and a money perspective, but these are our fellow community members and people and families. I think all of it's super important to keep it together, keep it local, and support those that are around us versus the conglomerates and the big guys. And as usual, we always hold to our meeting cadences. So Tuesday is my meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting, regrouping very quickly with each of the different teams and departments in the business to kind of set things up for success for the week. And then as always, we do our daily stand-up in a technical huddle, looking at, hey, what do we need to accomplish today? What's on the schedule? And what might somebody be stuck with to kind of free that up and get that resolved right away? And then as a team, we all sit down every week during lunch, grab a meal together, and then kind of recap, looking at our numbers. Are we on track? Are we off target? And do we need to adjust? And how are things going for the week? And again, solving the issues right then and there on a weekly basis versus at a monthly or a quarterly meeting. We're always moving fast. Things are always changing. And because of that meeting cadence, we're able to get things done quicker. Thank you for your attention to this. As always, give me comments, feedback, good, bad, and otherwise. Follow us on all the socials and at goleadingit.com for more. And I'm out.